Good evening, everyone. I hope your days went well. Welcome back to the Magnificent Mags channel on a gorgeous Wednesday evening down here in Tynemouth. I came down to Longsands, just spin you around there. Look at that, absolutely stunning. I hope you're all well. Anyway, yes, it's been 6 days since my last video. I will explain. I've been away with my lass and the bairns. We went up to Haggerston Castle. I'd never been before, actually, funny enough. I've drove past it about 40-50 times on the A1 when I've been to Scotland, but I'd never been to it before. So we'd promised to take the kids there in the holidays, and yeah, I actually had a whale of a time. I think I had a better time than the kids. We avoided the wind, went there Friday to Sunday. Yeah, it was fantastic. So that's why I haven't done a video. Like I said on Thursday, I was away and I promised that I'd keep my social media activity to a minimum. So I've just been commenting because I want to dedicate my time just switching off and enjoying it with her and the bairns. So yeah, it was fantastic. But I am back. I was going to do one on Monday or yesterday. I was toying between it, and then I ended up doing neither because let's just say these last 48 hours supporting Newcastle United and following all the transfer activity on X especially. X is where it seems to all happen. It's the more wild of the social media platforms compared to say Threads, Blue Sky and Facebook. And yeah, it's been utter chaos. And the reason I didn't do one yesterday, I will admit, the whole transfer negativity and being knocked back by another player did get to us. I will admit that. It has been blow after blow. Honestly, if it wasn't figuratively, then I'd be black and blue right now. It's been a bruising window, hasn't it? And it looks like Benjamin Šeško is going to Manchester United, though it hasn't been confirmed yet. We're still waiting on that, but it seems like the talks have progressed a bit. Now, before I get underway, as usual, if you do like my videos, I know there's been a bit of a break, but I promise I'm going to get back to them now. I just needed to do one final switch off before the season starts next weekend, and just like have a mental reset. And like I said, that's why I didn't do one yesterday, because it was a lot. If you do like it once it's done, please drop us a follow, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also do the same for all my socials, and please do the same for my friends and their fantastic content on NUFC 360, Magpie 24/7 and Magpie Ultras. I promise, as I said in the previous video, I am coming to Magpie Ultras. I've just had some access issues, so I'm trying to sort it with Facebook, but I will be posting on there because I am going to be an admin. Thank you, Paul. I do really appreciate being invited to your channel. So yes, before I get into Alexander Isak, let's talk about my post earlier. You might have seen it on X, and I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's interacted, even the Manchester United fans, because some of them have been canny, some of them, as you'd expect, have just been tearing into us or tearing into a club. And I posted that on there because I wanted to defend a club. Because you know why? I'm absolutely sick to death of this narrative being played out in the media that's being peddled that all these players have rejected with. As I've said on this post, I'll go through it again. James Trafford. Now, that was our fault. That's on us. We dawdled. We could have had him last season, but we didn't because of the whole PSR issues, and then we ended up having to get Vlachodimos, and that put in a PSR like black hole. We were so close to the PSR red line that we couldn't sign him. So we came back this summer, but we didn't meet Burnley's valuation. As I've said before, I would have loved him, but it's a club's prerogative what they charge for a player, as is ours with Isak. So I'm not going to say what's good for us isn't good for them. But yeah, we finally met Burnley's valuation, but we could have had him before the Club World Cup. And what ended up happening, Manchester City decided, looks like they're getting rid of Ortega. I can't remember if they've got rid of Ortega. I'm just doing this as I go. Tell us if he has, please comment if he has went. But they brought James Trafford in. Obviously, he's club trained. He goes towards the UEFA homegrown rule. So they triggered their buyback option, and they had 3 days to exercise that, and they've done it 10 minutes after Luke Edwards said we're back in for him. So that sums up how our windows went so far. Yeah, videos continue, and this refuses to stay in. But yes, we missed out on Trafford. We're dawdle. We could have had him before the Club World Cup, and he's ended up going back to Manchester City. So that's on us, really. I don't think he's rejected what he said on podcast. He's wanted to come, but it was our fault. Now, Mark Gahey, we went for him last summer. We haven't been in for him this summer after being messed around by Parish. Again, Palace is right to charge what they like. Now, I don't think that's a goer because while he might want to come here, when Liverpool are in the conversation, he'll probably choose Liverpool because it is true, we're going to be in the Champions League, but with Liverpool, you're more likely to win the Champions League or the title. And let's be honest, he's got European football this season, albeit despite what's happened with Palace going to CAS and then being demoted to the Conference League. He's got his choice of clubs next summer. Could stay with Palace, play in Europe for them. He's won the FA Cup and then he's got his choice of clubs next summer. So I don't think that's a goer because even if we meet their valuation, Parish will change the goalposts. He'll move the goalpost. What the heck? What am I even on about? Right, anyway, so that's Gahey. I don't think that's a goer. Then you go to Huijsen. That's just, we haven't even gone in for Huijsen. I don't need to cover this much. Real Madrid, we're in for him. He's Spanish, biggest club in the world. That was never starting. Cunha. Now, I've had Man U fans saying, yes, someone posted saying, Craig Hope said, we wanted to get Cunha, we're exploring a move for him. Now, just because we're exploring a move, and we might have wanted to set up transfer negotiations, a meeting with Wolves, doesn't mean we actually went in for him. So Cunha was a no-goer. Mbeumo, we approached him, he gave us his demands and we went, no, not a chance, we're not paying that. We think you're good, but you're not worth what you're asking for. So Mbeumo's went to Manchester United. So he didn't reject it. As I said in my post, it's a club's prerogative to step away from negotiations. Liam Delap, he's from Winchester. Obviously, Chelsea's closer to Winchester. And yes, Liam Delap also turned down Forest, Man U, and Everton. So he didn't just reject us, but the media narrative, just to do all these lineups, saying players who've rejected. Well, it's funny on the one hand, it is banter. We weren't the only club to be rejected by him. João Pedro said he only wanted Chelsea. That's fair enough. Hugo Ekitike, we went in for him. But Liverpool just blitzed with for transfer fee and also wages. Bigger club, bigger revenue, bigger pull. No complaints on that. And yes, we walked away from Mbeumo, so it's different. But yeah, I've said Delap, João Pedro, who else? Šeško. Looks like he's going to Man U. Now, we had our first bid rejected, then we came back in, I believe it was 69.8 million plus add-ons. I might be 0.1 of a million off there. But we're done 69.7 or 8, whatever you like, plus add-ons, which took it to 70 plus million pounds, 80 million euros. Man U's was less, but then they upped it a bit, the upfront fee, to about 0.1 of a million below it. And so it was weird though, it has been a strange one. Leipzig accepted our offer and then they accepted Man U's offer. I've never known that. Normally it's like you'd accept the offer that's bigger. If you go back 20 years, Real Madrid took the higher offer from us and told Michael Owen to come here. And we all know how that ended. But yeah, that's it in terms of Šeško. It looks like there's been obviously nothing more on it, but it's probably likely the settling the rest of the transfer. He'll sign a deal till whenever, Romano said before, probably till 2030 or what have you, and then he'll move to Old Trafford. I'm trying to think who else have I missed out here. Has there been anyone else? Oh yeah, Mohamed Kudus. That was a non-starter. I don't know why people are putting Kudus in there. That never really got off the ground. I think I've covered most players there. If I've missed anyone off from me posting this video, please do comment. But I'm just trying to remember this on the spot here. It's a lot harder than when you're sitting there on your phone just typing it in person. But yeah, I wanted to defend my club because there's been this narrative that everyone's turning we're down. But in all honesty, it's just been 3 players, João Pedro, Hugo Ekitike, and then it's likely going to be Šeško. What can you do? I've said this before. The way our windows went, look, I've done a post earlier today as well. I just wanted to say this on video. Look, I completely applaud our ambition, what we're trying to do here. in terms of who we're going after. Honestly, I do. It's fantastic saying we're going for these big names, but there's a naivety in it, in that my mate said it before, that's why I wanted to include it in my post. I'll give credit to my mate Craig M, but he said it. We're trying to act like big boys. We're going into this market, but we haven't got the wages. We haven't got the transfer fees for every single player to match these clubs. And these legacy clubs, they are legacy clubs. Look, I don't like Man U, I don't like Liverpool. Like, some of their fans are fine, the E fans are the absolute worst. They just come on every post. It's like they've got the NUFC hashtag saved and they're irritating. I'm not going to lie, they are irritating. You've just got to mute them or block them. But yeah, I don't like either club, but they've got a bigger pull. And I said it, like, no matter us getting Champions League football and us winning a trophy, these clubs would have to have like probably a good 5, 10, maybe longer years consecutively of not getting Europe, not winning anything, to even make it worse than our good season of winning the Carabao Cup and Champions League football. And it has been a reality check. It has. You've got to admit that it has. We've went into this market with great expectations, this exciting summer, and we've all been left battered and bruised. And basically, it's a wake-up call that we can't compete with these clubs yet. And this is going back on the club, because the club, this is, and again, I've said, you can't use PSR as an excuse here. Well, PSR is annoying, and there should be changed to whatever the club who spends the most spends. Every other club should be allowed if they've got the money to do so, which PIF have. But PSR is not an excuse when it comes to commercial sponsorships, such as the training ground or the kit. I know we could be waiting for the City APT case, but I kind of softened my stance that we could be getting short-term deals in the meantime. So yeah, we're missing that. Obviously, we've got no news yet on the stadium, on the training ground, though Craig Hope has said that that news is apparently imminent. And then it's naivety. We've got, I'm changing my hands here, by the way, because look at this. All these pools of water. I'm trying to go around them without putting my foot through one. But yeah, Craig Hope said that news is imminent. But again, going back to naivety in the boardroom. So we're running with basically a de facto sporting director in Andy Howe, Eddie Howe's nephew. And he's like basically running the domestic transfers. And you've got Steve Nixon, who's doing European transfers. And yes, Andy Howe's been shown to be massively out of his depth. Look, I do believe he's got a role at the club. Of course he has. I think he can do good things at the club. Ask us on the spot right now. I don't know what those things could be. But I believe he could have a role there. But going up in, like in these transfers against more experienced, long in the tooth sporting directors and savvy negotiators, he's been shown up. And that's on the club as well. And look, whatever you think of Paul Mitchell, he was right. Our transfer policy, it's just, it's not good enough. It's not fit for purpose. He was right. And I think the club should have just come to a compromise. If he was falling out with people arguing with Howe or whoever, should have just got on, been adults, agreed to disagree, kept him on until this transfer window ended and let him do his thing. He's got to have contacts. The clubs he's been at, what, Monaco, Spurs, you're telling me he hasn't got contacts in Europe or domestically. So he could have stayed on until the transition period when this window ends, when we get Ross Wilson in, and then the CEO who's replacing Darren Eales. Why he's still here, I don't know. But Hopkinson, the former Real Madrid CEO. So they're going to come in, but unfortunately, it's too late for this window. So can they make any impact whatsoever? I'm not so certain. This window will be done by the time they're in. So I just don't want this window to be a wasted opportunity. Because that's what it feels like at the moment. There's been naivety from the club. And look, people might be willing to accept it if we can get some more players in before the window shuts. But this is probably the first mistake they've made, going up against the big boys, and the big boys have slapped her down and firmly put Winwood place. Whether you like that or not, that's a fact, they have. And yeah, it's admirable shopping in this pool, but we're basically a goldfish swimming in a pool of sharks, and to use a metaphor. But yeah, it's just, it's been a reality check. It's been sobering. Yesterday was deflating. If you've watched me before, if you know us personally, you know I'm always glass half full, a positive person, but this window is honestly, it's even knocked the stuffing out of me. You're wanting good news, just that bit of good news to put some gloss on this window, but it's been bruising, it's been battering. And then it all started with Alexander Isak. Now, I'll be back in a moment. I'm just gonna go over to there. Otherwise, I'm gonna be soaking and I don't want that. Back in a sec.